it's expansive and still at the same time. It's really, you know, words are a challenge to describe the soul, certainly. People have attempted to do that over the years. You know, one of the other questions that you had was, what will we need to do to get there, to be able to have that soul connection? And that brings me to a few points that I'd love to touch on for our listeners here. Because when we have let go of all the stuff that we've been thinking we needed to hold on to, then we start to recognize that, oh, that is my soul, then we can cultivate it. But first we need to let go of some things. And one of the primary things we need to let go of is suffering in any form. We're also going to need to let go of ideas, rules, all the conditioning, the programming that keeps you in suffering, telling you this is how it's supposed to be, and if that's not happening, then you're bad, you're wrong, you know, you haven't been successful, whatever it is. So to be soul connected, you need to let go of suffering. And I think there could be some surprises here, so I'm gonna share a few of these things that we would want to let go of to have that soul connection. I'm kind of laughing at myself because not long ago I needed to let go of anger. I was creating a lot of suffering for myself because I was so angry, and eventually I was able to do that. But I was like, this is so interesting. Why is this showing up? The first suffering that I really want to bring to your attention is the suffering of silence. Being in silence, feeling stifled, or that sense that if I share something, or if I ask for something, I'm going to be rejected, or I'm going to be unloved, or I'm going to be worse, shamed, or humiliated, right? Any of those lower forms of rejection. Reaching out, sharing what's going on, even if it's super painful. This is really, really essential. And giving up the suffering of that stifledness, like that's actually a choice, to be feeling stifled. So there are ways one can express, even if it doesn't fit into current parameter of the situation. So finding other ways to express so that you're not feeling stifled, giving up the suffering of not knowing. I love this because when we hit a roadblock in our consciousness, we often will, you know, revert to, well, I just don't know what that is. You know, it's kind of like the victim, a disempowered state. Or we could go to blaming, and they've got to figure that out. We'll put it on somebody else. It's a way to not take responsibility. The thing that we want to do is give up the suffering around not knowing and embrace not knowing. You know, a lot of people might be thinking, well, of course I know that. I do that. I'm all positive. I'm going to just be grateful today. And there's kind of a lip service to it, a lip service to actually processing and handling all those things that we're talking about, because we can't just like throw them away. We need to work with them and learn from them. There's a reason you're going through anger. There's a reason for all of these affects. And so when we can embrace them and learn from them, what is the lesson here on a deeper level, that our soul's like, yay, you know? And we're creating greater and greater soul connection and maturity as we take greater responsibility.